Our marriage was ending because my wife cheated on me. I'll start by saying that I'm hurt and confused. I know that the only way out is to get a divorce and leave my soon-to-be ex-wife for reasons that will become clear. But I'm still suffering from the pain she caused me, and I'm really lost right now. Some background: I met my ex-wife when she was 16 and I was 17. We began dating in early 2016 and really liked each other. We quickly got to the point where we saw each other all the time and worked together. In the end, I moved in with her family and stayed there for 2 years. I fell in love with my soon-to-be ex-wife during this time. She seemed sure of herself, strong, and caring. There were times when I thought she would do anything to make her family and me happy. Good thing I became close with her family. I know her sisters, mother, grandmother, and some of her cousins and uncles very well. Yes, I think that moving in together when we were young wasn't the best idea, and we did fight a lot. Of course, working part-time for $10 an hour isn't going to help you move out or even get a car. A lot of it had to do with the fact that I was living with her family. I did everything I could to make her happy, even moving jobs and taking out loans, but there was always something between us. I knew we loved each other, but she was always mad that we were still living with her family. In the end, we broke up in 2018 and didn't see each other for 8 months. I was sure that we had a bad relationship and needed a break, but she took it very badly at first. She went out with other men and worked on her job during this time. That's me. I went to college and am almost done with my associate's degree. I'm also working hard and just got my dream job last week. So, I want to be clear about this because I think we both grew and improved as people while we were apart, which is one reason I wanted to try again with her. In the midst of all this, both her family and mine still hoped that things would work out between us, even though she was seeing other people. Thankfully, they did. After getting back together, we got a place together and got married in December 2019. I was so happy that I cried in front of our whole family. It still makes me cry to think about it. Things were great at first. We had great sex, talked to each other pretty well, and kept working on our own jobs. Things changed between us, though, after we both got new jobs. I got a job as a security officer at a jail close to where I live in July of this year. It was tough, my nervousness was through the roof, and I had panic attacks every single day. On the other hand, my soon-to-be ex-wife had just been in an accident with her brand new truck. The truck was destroyed, and she was hurt in the accident. As you might expect, we had trouble. Her caring attitude, which seemed normal at first, turned into rage and bitterness. When I told her about my worry, she would say things like, "Get over it, stop crying like a grown man, and you're being a verb." That kind of thing, and it hurt a lot. I also tried to be there for her, but working 12-hour shifts and extra hours made that hard, and yes, we did fight. We were never mean, but we talked about the same things over and over for hours. I still thought my soon-to-be ex-wife loved me and was just having a hard time. I got over my nervousness in the end, moved on, and now I have my dream job in IT. But, to deal with things, my soon-to-be ex-wife started dating another coworker, or so I think. At first, it wasn't a big deal, we were just working together and chatting or calling each other every once in a while. Then she took things to the next level by having breakfast with him every day after work. She works nights and sees him all the time. When she was on the phone with him, she would tell me not to talk because he wouldn't talk. Even though I didn't like it, I still trusted my wife. I finally asked her about the connection, and she told me they were just friends. But she wouldn't text me or answer my calls, and she would stay the night without telling me sometimes. Everything reached a peak when she stayed with him all day and night and didn't go home or talk to anyone. She told me she didn't see my calls the next morning, but other information didn't come out until I pushed her. From what I hear, she not only ignored my calls, but she also got drunk with him and other people who were there. He is said to have roughly grabbed her arm and asked her, "Don't be explicit, what are you doing?" when she tried to leave naked. It said that she didn't hear my calls because he put her phone on quiet, but he says he didn't do that. They didn't sleep together, but she still says that. Of course, I don't believe her. I asked her to be honest with me and stop talking to this guy for 2 days, but she wouldn't. When I asked her to, she almost cried and said that he would be hurt by that. I didn't like how easy it was for her to leave me, so I did. I stayed with my parents for a week. They did text me a lot and ask me to come home, but she wouldn't stop talking to him, even though I told her to. She even tried to lie about it, but she still called him. I know this because his number was always on her phone bill when I paid it. I finally went back to her with the idea that we could work something out, but that's when things started to go badly. During the week I was away, she bought a brand new truck with him, borrowed $10,000 with him, and even set up an energy bill in her name for him. Besides that, he was always at our place, and she was always with him. Even though I was hurt, I still tried to make things right, which I deeply regret. That might have been the worst week of my life. The woman I loved and was married to for years told me she doesn't love me and never has. She told me I was weak for asking her to be with me and that I made her feel bad. I was crushed and wished to end my life. I asked her mom for help because her husband had cheated on her. Even though I knew it was wrong, I had nowhere to go and felt more alone than ever. In the end, I told her I was going for good and moved back in with my parents. Her mood changed all of a sudden, and she told me she didn't want to lose me and wanted to get me back. I felt good and now I feel bad that I talked to her. This was only there for one night. She got angry when I tried to ask her why she felt the need to cheat instead of telling me about it, and she told me I should just let it go and move on. Though, it had only been 1 day since she said she was cheating. That being said, it's not perfect, and I think anyone in the same position would have wanted truth and closure. And so does her family. They've tried to talk to her about it and told her the same things. We were in an on and off relationship for a week, and she kept saying, "I don't know what I want." After I left, she said she had no choice but to cheat, so she blamed me. I told her she was crazy. It wasn't a good call the last time I talked to her on October 24th. I went to visit her family because her grandfather is in the hospital. Her whole family was mad when she showed up in the truck with this guy. We sat down and talked with this man, my soon-to-be ex-wife, and her sister's boyfriend. He laughed it off and said that things had just happened, which is why he is with my soon-to-be ex-wife. He keeps talking badly about us even though he knows we don't like him. What about my soon-to-be ex-wife? She didn't say much and let him make fun of us and lie to us. Her sister finally told me to stop trying to talk to my soon-to-be ex-wife. They told me she wasn't worth it and kicked her out in front of me. Now, my soon-to-be ex-wife blames me for this. She says that her family doesn't like her anymore because of me, and they'll never accept this guy because of me. That was it. The family let me stay with them for a while and told me they loved me, felt sad for me, and couldn't understand how she could do this. They also told me they would always be there for me. Here's the catch. This person is 39 years old, just so you know. That's right, yes. From what I know, he cheats on her, hurts her, and doesn't want her to see me or her family. While I haven't seen him hurt her, I have heard him swear and say bad things to her on the phone. As soon as her family or I call her, he will purposely be loud on the phone, add nonsense, and talk over her the whole time. Very silly things. She said that he intentionally riles me up so that I will do something that will get him arrested. This man also thinks it's fine that his daughter is the same age as my soon-to-be ex-wife. As you might expect, he's bad. During all of this, my feelings have been all over the place. I often feel bad about myself, hurt, scared, and angry. I have no idea why my soon-to-be ex-wife cheated on me with someone who hurts her. I still want her and want to help her, though. I know it's just a dream, but I can't help it. I'm also scared that she might be right. What do you think? Am I wrong to feel upset by her cheating? Do I use her family against her by asking them for help? Is this really my fault, as my wife says? I'm not sure. Short version, my soon-to-be ex-wife cheated on me with a 39-year-old man. She blames me and says I made her family hate her. What did he do wrong? Words changed, wife, soon-to-be ex-wife, past tense. Just wanted to let you know that I've filed for divorce and the court has accepted it. The papers will be served while she's at work. I'm making plans for that. Some people want to know more about possessions. I'm legally responsible for what she's doing with the service partner, but we don't work together. There's nothing. Our cars, banks, and other valuable things are kept separate, so I shouldn't have to worry about losing anything. I also don't have any legal standing in the things she's co-signing with her affair partner because my name isn't on them or stated in any other way. For the phone bill, it's in my name because I cut her line. I talked to her family and told them I'm stepping away from them for now, which they agree is the best thing to do. I have a much better understanding of all of this now, and I'm happy. Being with my family again is great, even though she's not here with us. They're thrilled to have me back at their house, and I'm glad to have some good company for a change. As soon as all the paperwork is served and ready, I just have to wait until the waiting time is over and then everything will be official. Thank you all very much for the help. Things have been crazy, but I know they'll get better from here on out. Play music. What a great story. I am glad that you were able to get out of that terrible situation. It's very disturbing that she had the nerve to bring her cheating partner to the hospital where her grandpa was being treated. This shows that cheaters will do anything to get what they want. There was a lot of justice done to you, and you didn't need to do anything else after that. Just give her the divorce papers. You saw her for what she really was, and so did her family. She doesn't owe you any money, so I think you should move on and break up with her. Her life is a mess, and she will have to deal with the effects of her actions for the rest of her days. She has killed all of her relationships with you and her family to be with her affair partner. Let's read what some of the comments said. This is how Tertiary 78 starts. I'm going to be honest, this marriage and friendship are over. It's gone forever, no matter what you say or do. You can no longer find the woman you fell in love with. Getting over her and moving on with other people will help you find happiness faster. This means she has to leave her family behind. The person who abused you has major mental health problems and is now in a bad relationship, but so do you. There is no way you can help her, and she has no desire to help you. Cut all ties and move on to things that will make you healthier and happy. You can't find happiness here anymore. You should mourn the loss of the woman you knew and work on building healthy relationships. It may be hard, but you should let her family go because you need to move on to better times and they bring up the sadness. Non-organic also has something to say. Pay attention, it's over. You have to accept that if you care about yourself at all. Move on, that includes her family. You need to completely separate. If this guy dumps your wife and she comes back to you, there will be another guy who will do the same thing. Your wife is a mess, and she doesn't value you because she treats you badly and you stay with her like a puppy being squished. I know I'm being mean, but you might need it. You got married when you were 22 years old, which was never a good idea. Don't talk to your wife or her family. Get a divorce and don't have to deal with this jerk for another 50 years or so.